Hi, I am Bas Rijkse from basrijkse.com. It is myth busting time. In this video, we'll bust two myths. And one says sin gives the devil the right to operate in your life, and the other says the devil can have legal ground if you do something bad. Neither of them is true, and in the coming few minutes you'll see why, so keep watching. Let's say I own a car. It is legally my possession. And without giving permission, you take my keys and get my car. Can you say you have legally my car? No. Only when you own my car, you have legal ground to stand on and say that you have legally my car. In regards to your Christian life, you are not your own. You are bought with a price, the blood of Jesus. You've changed masters. Jesus is the owner. So you are Jesus' legal possession. Because you are legally his, the devil has no right to steal from you, neither can you ever give him so-called legal ground in your life. The devil is a thief, and what a thief does is per definition illegal. Can you see that the idea of I gave the devil a legal ground doesn't line up with the truth? Here's another way of looking at it. The word authority means the right to do something. Jesus has all authority, and that means the devil has none. Therefore, you can't give the devil authority, that's the right to do something, despite of sinful actions. Therefore, he cannot have legal ground. A thief does not have authority, but he does have the ability to steal, and we must not mix the two. The devil doesn't have the authority any more than a bank robber has the authority to take money out of a bank, but he still does. Does the bank robber have the right to be stealing in a bank? Does he have legal ground when he's in the bank? No, he has no right and he has no legal ground. It's actually illegal ground for him to operate. So it is with the devil. Even though the devil does have the ability to steal, he has zero authority, meaning he has absolutely no right to operate in your life. Neither can you ever give him legal ground, regardless if you do something bad. Why? Because you belong to Jesus. You are his legal possession. So the idea that sin gives the devil the right to operate in your life, or that you can give him legal ground, is a lie. Note, I am not saying to go and just live like the devil, like just sin and grace will cover you. No, grace has set you free from sin to not sin. Grace empowers you to live upright and holy. Grace, in fact, is the divine enablement to be all you're called to be and to do all you're called to do. My point is that sin doesn't give the devil a right to you, nor gives him legal ground. He's a thief, and a thief steals that which he has no right to. If your sin gives him a right or legal ground, he would not be a thief, and you wouldn't be in the wrong for casting him out. Sin does, however, make it much easier for him to destroy areas of your life. If I lock my car in my garage with the alarm set and the gear locked on, a thief can still steal it, but it would be harder. If I leave my car unlocked in a dark alley in a shady part of town with the keys in the ignition, there is a much higher chance of it being stolen, but just because I did something dumb doesn't give the thief rights to my car. Theft is theft. It would be ignorance to say, well, sin opened the door to the devil. That gave him a right or legal ground to operate. No, it didn't. Sin doesn't give demons the right to oppress you. Demons steal, which is inherently illegal. Nobody ever has the right to steal. If they had the right to steal, it wouldn't be called stealing in the first place. But still you might wonder, how can grace-believing, presence-encountering, healing-administering believers be influenced by demons and sometimes need to be set free? The simple answer is because demons steal. Often people try to justify the demon's occupation because of sin. They'll say, well, sin opened the door to the devil, that gave it a right to operate. No, it didn't. Sin doesn't give the devil a right to you. Sin doesn't give him legal ground. So don't let anyone talk to you into this false idea because of some past event or sinful actions that you somehow gave the devil, quote, quote, legal ground. No matter how wise the person looks like or sounds, especially those who are so called into the deliverance ministry. Often, not always, what's created through the so-called deliverance ministries is a codependency and a lot of money with books and seminars, etc. people will sell you the false idea saying, well, brother, sister, probably you've given the devil legal ground due to your past and bad behavior. Here, fill out this long list of your history and all the naughty things you've done. Then after 40 days of filling out papers, praying and fasting, we'll come together to kick the devil out and set you free. What happens in this type of process? What might happen is, first, you become dependent on the people who are supposed to set you free. Second, these people have their ego boosted because they're the experts who are in the know-how and who know the secrets and have the ability to set you free. Third, you are burning your time and sometimes even losing your money. 4, and on top of that, you feel you're never ready enough, you're not complete enough, you're not healed enough, you're not competent enough to do what you're supposed to do. After all, there's so much cleaning up and restoration that still needs to happen, right? Not everything we do is reflected in the life and ministry of Jesus, but are sometimes man-made techniques, formulas and steps that are intended to help people get healed, delivered and restored. Even though you might have heard stories of people who have been blessed by wise-sounding deliverance techniques, or even you yourself has reaped some benefit from some introspective, navel-staring, digging up your past, breaking off curses process or healing sessions, that doesn't mean that those approaches are theologically correct. Here's the thing. God will meet you where your faith is. Even though if it's misplaced faith, it will work for you because you'll experience what you believe, but that doesn't mean the approach behind any deliverance or healing program is sound. Please note, I'm all for deliverance, but just not through a long, drawn-out process of many days, weeks and months with using a 7-step, 12-step, 21-step program to freedom, but by doing things more the way reflected in Jesus' life and ministry. It tends to be more efficient and less time-consuming. Jesus is perfect theology. If what you believe on how to minister is not reflected by Jesus or the way he ministered, you are most likely building a traditional conviction. Here are some questions to ask when you read about Jesus or the disciples setting people free or healing the sick. How did Jesus set people free? Did he pray for the oppressed and sick? Did he ever ask God to set them free? Did he create an atmosphere through worship before ministering? Did he fast? Did he ask people what sin they were in before he helped them? Did he talk about the enemy having legal ground in their lives? Did he get people to confess their sins before he healed them? Did he ever say, sorry, I can't set you free, I can't heal you right now, it's not God's time? Or, sorry, this is a generational curse, go and dig up your past first. Or, sorry, this sickness is here to teach you something. Once you've learned your lesson, come and see me again. Or, sorry, the anointed lifted. I can't help you until it returns. Or, sorry, you need more faith. No, he never said such baloney. Neither should we as his representatives. So think about what you believe on how to operate in God's power and how to heal people and set them free. Ask yourself this question. Is what I believe and do reflected by Jesus and the way he ministered? If not, you are most likely building your house on quicksand. If you don't see Jesus do it, it's probably a good idea to not do it either. Last weekend I was called by a believing woman to visit her 3 friends who had gathered together in an apartment and who were sick and wanted to get healed. All 3 friends were unbelievers. 2 of the 3 unbelievers had cancer, and I found out that the 3rd person had a spirit of infirmity which caused a host of physical ailments. What was my approach? Have them sign up for a 7-step program to get them free? Let them first renounce the devil, generational curses, or confess their sin of their pride? Tell them that their unbelief would hinder God's power to flow through me? Of course not. Jesus didn't say or do these things, so neither should I. I put each person just on a chair, one by one, and simply used my God-given authority to command the cancers to disappear and the evil spirits to come out and not come back. The result? All 3 experienced God's love and healing power in a tangible way. The room was filled with joy and laughter during this time because the ladies felt peaceful, warmth, and were thrilled that this Jesus thing worked. Instead of it being a so-called healing and deliverance time, it was actually more a joyous getting high on Jesus time. Back to the main thought. Here's the painful result when you believe the lie that sin gives the devil a right to you and that you can give him legal ground in your life. You won't actively fight a good fight of faith. When you believe the devil does have authority, you won't fight because you think, well, I gave him authority, he's got the right to be here, so until I confess my sin, my ancestors' sin, and break 1,000 curses and quit giving him more authority to come in, I can't live a joyful freedom and I can't help others to walk in fullness of identity and power. You think the devil has authority because you have been taught you give him authority by doing something bad. The idea is, well, I gave the devil authority, legal ground, therefore he's got the right to be here until I get rid of this or this and quit doing this or that. Friend, Jesus stripped the devil of all of his authority and he has no rights whatsoever. Because you are God's legal possession, the devil cannot lay any claim on you, nor is it possible to ever give him legal ground in your life. The devil works through deception, and the only way he has free reign in your life is to the degree that you believe his lies, including the lie that says you can give him a right into your life by doing something bad. Every lie from the enemy is designed to keep you self-conscious instead of Christ-conscious. And the lie about legal ground causes you to be afraid, whereas love casts out all fear. It causes you to search for dark corners in your heart, whereas there is no darkness in your heart because of Mr. Light himself living there. And it causes you to dig up stuff while being worried if you're cleaned up enough yet. Well, you are as clean as Jesus is clean before the Father. I suggest we just start to see ourselves the way God sees us, and we'll be a bunch of happy, holy, and contagious people. When you find yourself needing healing or deliverance, don't go digging around in the dark corners of your past, sifting through the rubble of old pains and hurts, or gazing into the broken-looking glass of years gone by. Don't look up all your broken vows or times of spiritual indifferences thinking that they are the cure for your misery and pain. Look at the face of Jesus instead. To behold him is to see that you are 100% healed, delivered, and wholesome in who you are, that is in your spirit man. And as a result of beholding him, you'll become wholesome in your physical self. You'll only experience restoration in your soul by seeing that you are already restored, healed, and delivered, and made perfect due to your new birth. To behold Jesus is to behold who you truly are. It is only after coming to grips with the reality of Christ in you that anything will truly change in your life. Am I saying that programs or principles to healing and recovery are wrong? No. The crux, however, is to not look or trust into the program and the principles itself or depend on the people ministering to you. If you join a program or deliverance session, keep looking and depending on Jesus alone. Healing, deliverance, and restoration only comes from trusting and looking to the one who already has healed, delivered, and restored you. To the degree that you see by revelation that you are already healed, delivered, and perfect and wholesome, to that degree you will experience healing, restoration, and wholesomeness in your soul and in your body. So of course there is a place for having other believers come alongside and minister to you. That's sometimes needed and very helpful. But my point here is that to experience freedom from anything that's hindering you in your grace walk is not found in formulas or techniques or 7 steps programs or in any charismatic doo-doo voodoo, but your freedom is found through awareness that you were already free all along. My friends, you don't become free. You are already free. There are no steps to freedom. You are free. And seeing it is experiencing it without using any formulas or steps. Hey, if you're interested in how you can heal the sick and cast out demons, then check out my online training course on Divine Healing Made Simple by clicking the link below this video. Only check it out if you're interested in finding out things like what is God's will regarding healing and deliverance, what is God's role, what is my role, are there hindrances to healing, and how can I heal the sick and set people free. So click the link below for more information if that interests you. Hey, if you know anyone who could benefit from this video, make sure to share it, and I thank you for watching, and I see you in the next video.